Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRift.NoDQ. We have WWE Summerslam this Sunday. We just had the go-home edition of Smackdown Live for SummerSlam. And the big question, Joe Cronin said on Twitter that Raw was actually better than SmackDown this week. Do I agree with Joe? You guys are about to find out, but you'll have to watch this review first. So, SmackDown Live opened up with a promo. What else were we expecting? A match? Chris Mace just left a $1 super chat donation, no comment. SmackDown opened with a face-off, a triple threat face-off. Carmella, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch, the three of them talking about their match. Filler. This is basically what it was. There was one good line from Charlotte where she said Carmella is a diva in an era of women's superstars. The problem is that Carmella was not offended. Carmella just brushed it off and was like, yeah, I'm a diva and I'm damn proud of it. So the diss by Charlotte did not even faze the heel. So it was rendered worthless because the babyface is supposed to say something insulting and the heel gets triggered. The heel gets offended. If the heel just brushes it off, then what's the point of doing the insult in the first place? It just makes the babyface come off weak. I would not have done it this way. When Charlotte called Carmella a diva, Charlotte should have just said it, and then Carmella should have freaked out and gotten all upset and worked up. In my opinion, this was executed poorly. So, of course, in typical WWE fashion, we had this segment turn into a match. Paige came out and she announced that since Carmella likes to talk, she's going to be there on the commentary desk, and it's going to be Charlotte and Becky Lynch against the Iconics. No, excuse me, not the Iconics. Absolution, whatever's left of them, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Tom McCarthy with a $5 super chat donation. Hey Aaron, I'm back from my summer camp job. This is my first NoDQ Live since May. Welcome back, Tom. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you survived Camp Crystal Lake or wherever you were at. Welcome back, Tom, and hope you enjoyed this video. You're just in time for SummerSlam this Sunday. Not sure if that is a good thing or not, but time will tell. At least you'll get to see NXT, right? So, we had a match after the commercial break, and there was a comment here in the chat room about, did they switch writers this week from Curtis Butler? Sure felt like it, didn't it? This first 30 minutes of SmackDown felt like Monday Night Raw. Same formula. Promo to start off the show, promo turns into a match, match lasts 2 segments, which was totally unnecessary in my opinion, but yeah, basically the first 30 minutes of this show, the first quarter of this show was just built around Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Carmella. Was there any advancement in a story? No. It was basically serving no purpose. It just reinforced what has already been established in the storyline, where Becky Lynch now has a 33 1/3% chance of winning, and same thing for Carmella, although she knows Charlotte's not even going to try. Maybe she will try, though. We'll have to see what happens at SummerSlam for only $9.99 or free if you're subscribing for the first time. Whatever people out there are not subscribed yet. Scott Steiner would have made this way more interesting. Just saying. And then after the match, which Charlotte and Becky won, of course, there was another backstage segment with Charlotte and Becky Lynch, and they just said to each other, good luck on Sunday, and that was that. So yeah, 34 minutes of just Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Carmella. Totally unnecessary in my opinion. No storyline build-up with them. It was just filler. And speaking of filler, which I did enjoy because I enjoy squash matches, we got to see the Bludgeon Brothers destroy another tag team, which is fine. I'm not going to complain about that, even though it was the same exact thing we saw last week pretty much. It's fine. I like seeing the Bludgeon Brothers come out there and destroy people. It was kept short, and there wasn't even a match. I don't think the bell actually rung. Bludgeon Brothers just beat them up. They were called the Triple Threat, by the way, so I'm not sure if this was some kind of rib on ECW, because there was the Triple Threat faction in ECW, but yeah, the trio of enhancement talent were referred to as the Triple Threat, and they got destroyed pretty badly, especially that one guy that got thrown on the apron. That was nasty. Dylan Folk says, I wonder if Dean Ambrose has a 66 and a third-eighths chance of turning heel this Sunday. I don't know, but I did tweet out something, and you guys can retweet it. If Dean Ambrose turns heel on Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, I will give away a free NoDQ beanie to one person that retweets what I sent out. So go over to twitter.com/AaronRift, retweet that beanie tweet, and if Ambrose turns heel on Sunday, I will give away that beanie to one random person. And Ken Terminated by Google says, good deal, Aaron. All right. Oh, TJS, don't do this. Don't do this to the WWE Universe. He says, remember when The Rock beat Rowan in seconds? No, we're not supposed to remember that. That never happened. I have to use that meme of Men in Black, whatever it is. That never happened, guys. That totally did not happen. Rowan did not lose to The Rock in 5 seconds or whatever it was. We had a video package, or should I say a series of video packages with Daniel Bryan and The Miz, and perhaps this was the best thing on the show. I do like the video packages, but it was just more filler. And while it was technically good, it was just reinforcing everything we already knew. And if anything, I thought it was maybe too long. I remember Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, they had a video package to set up the Montreal Survivor Series match. And I thought that that was a good promo. It did come off like filler at the time, though. However, it wasn't too long. This, I thought, was maybe unnecessary. They did 3 separate video packages promoting Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Why not just do a network special? Say, hey, everybody, if you want to know more about The Miz and Daniel Bryan's history, we're going to do a special half-hour look at The Miz versus Daniel Bryan on the WWE Network. Why not just do that? Of course, I know the reason. Not as many people will watch that, but I would have preferred if WWE did that instead. This was just basically to kill time and nothing more. It's promoting the match, but it would have been nice if there was maybe some sort of further storyline development. Again, if you tuned into this show expecting storyline development, there was none. This was as much of a filler SmackDown as there ever was one. Mike B with a $5 super chat donation. Could there be 2 heel turns on Sunday, Becky and Dean? There might be one, there might be none. I would be surprised if there was 2, just because I think doing 2 heel turns on one show is overkill. And I think it takes away the significance of the heel turn if you do 2 of them. It just waters it down, in my opinion. I would much prefer if there was just one. WWE could plant the seeds for one of them and then execute the other one, or there might not be any heel turn whatsoever. And I'll talk about that more when I do the predictions video with the NoDQ panel. So let's move on here. Next segment we had was Sanity versus the New Day. So Sanity, just like on Raw with the Authors of Pain, they are basically enhancement talent at this point. They're on their way to becoming Ascension 3.0. If Authors of Pain are Ascension 2.0, then Sanity would be Ascension 3.0, where they're quickly becoming very irrelevant in WWE and just a couple of bodies. Which is a shame, because those guys had a cool entrance. I guess they still have a cool entrance. And it's something fresh, but yeah, they're already losing matches and they're basically just putting over other talent. In this case, putting over a tag team that has been around forever and has been doing the same watered down shtick for several months. Yet, they somehow get the crowd pops for the pancakes. Why, I don't know. All I know is if I was there, I would be sitting on my ass. I would not want pancakes. I would not want bootios. I would just be sitting there and I'd be like, next. But that's just me. I'm over the New Day. I've said it before. There's still some fans, though, of the New Day, and I guess people are just going to like the pancakes for all eternity. I don't know. I really don't. I just have to accept that the New Day is over and pancakes are over, and this is going to be the gimmick for the next several years, and like it or not, it's here to stay. I felt New Day jumped the shark quite a while ago. Just my opinion, though. I know some disagree. So, yeah, Killian Dane took the fall in this match, being the victim of the Midnight Hour. And I guess it makes sense for New Day to pick up a win heading into the pay-per-view, build up some momentum, but why Sanity? Why does Sanity have to lose? Don't they have another tag team that could put them over? I guess not. By the way, no Sheamus and Cesaro on this show, so really sucks for those guys. On Raw every week, they were a hot act, and now they're barely getting TV time. I feel bad for Sheamus and Cesaro, I really do, and Usos for that matter. I'd rather see those teams on the pay-per-view and on TV every week than the New Day. That's just my own personal opinion, though. I know some disagree, so I'll just leave it at that and move on here. I think the Usos should have been switched to Raw, but I remember saying that months ago. I just felt like they were going to get lost in the shuffle with all the other teams coming over to SmackDown Live. All right, so next up we had Aiden English versus Andrade Cien Almas. Again, right idea. Almas picks up a win to build up his kickoff match, and poor Aiden English has to be the fall guy. Couldn't there have been someone else? I want to see Aiden English pushed. I like the guy. I think he's a hot act. And I was bummed that he put over Almas. I know some of you like Almas and you think he's the next big thing perhaps and he should be pushed to the moon. And I see the talent with the guy and he impressed us all at NXT TakeOver in January. But man, I like Aiden English so much and I was really disappointed by this. Aiden English putting over a guy who's wrestling SummerSlam kickoff. And then we had Rusev and Lana come out. They cut a promo. Lana tried to get the chant going. Really did not catch on. The Lana is the best. Lana number one, whatever it is. This was all right, but I really have no interest in seeing this match, quite frankly, and it's on the kickoff, so it's very easy to skip as far as I'm concerned. The hottest guy in the group, I hate to say it, is Mr. English, and he's not going to be there unless they do some sort of angle to keep that Rusev Day split storyline going. Nelson with a $2 super chat donation. Aiden cut a good promo. He did. Every time Aiden does a promo, it puts a smile on my face, and that's what WWE is all about. And I don't think he has gotten stale yet. I feel like he's just getting the raw end of the deal at this point. A guy who I definitely feel could be utilized better. All right, moving on here. We had Jeff Hardy versus Shelton Benjamin. Now, in this case, I'm fine with Shelton being the fall guy. Shelton is a past superstar. He was brought back as a veteran to help work with the younger talent, although Jeff Hardy isn't really the younger talent, which is kind of funny when you think about it. But this should basically be Shelton Benjamin's role. He should be there to have some good matches with people and put over the younger talent. Ideally, the younger talent, but whatever. You got to build up Jeff Hardy for the match with Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm okay with this. To me, this isn't as bad as the other guys that fall in the matches like Killian Dane and Aiden English. It was a good match. Jeff Hardy picked up the victory. I believe he did do the twist of fate and then did a splash on Shelton to pick up the win. Afterwards, we had Shinsuke Nakamura come out and Shinsuke sneak attacked Hardy as Hardy was distracted by Shelton Benjamin, but Hardy was able to recover. He hit the Swanton Bomb, and Hardy's music played, and that makes me think Hardy's not winning on Sunday. Then we saw Randy Orton sneaking around. He was hiding behind the curtain like a predator. I guess he is the apex predator after all. Randy Orton was hiding behind the curtain, just staring at Jeff Hardy. Nice timing, having him do that with this big story about him and that whole scandal of him taking out his penis and then having the WWE writers shake his hand, whatever that story is. I'm sure I'll be talking about a video and maybe on the NoDQ predictions video for SummerSlam. We'll see. We had the main event segment, which was AJ Styles making a promise. So yes, AJ Styles came out and they showed more recaps, more video packages. Again, just a lot of filler. AJ was mad about Joe making it personal by talking about his family, and he's going to go to SummerSlam, and he's going to rip Joe's head off, all that stuff. And he's going to stay focused. He's going to keep his cool. He told his wife that he would not lose his cool. And that with Joe coming out. Joe was wearing a suit. And by the way, early in the show, Joe was having a conversation with Paige, and she wanted him to not have things get out of control, all this stuff, whatever. Joe had a letter which was supposedly from a fan, and the fan said that he used to be the biggest AJ fan in the world, but now it's clear AJ never wanted kids or a wife, and the fan praised that Joe wins at SummerSlam so AJ can feel what it's like to lose what he loves the most, because the fan lost AJ a long time ago. And then the big little swerve here is that Joe reveals that it was by AJ's wife, Wendy Styles. And there was a stare down, Joe's music hit, and that was the end of SmackDown. I thought this was pretty weak. I thought this was a pretty weak end to set up this match at SummerSlam. So that's pretty much SmackDown. There might have been a segment or two I missed. I don't think I missed too much anything. I pretty much covered the bases. This was a total throwaway SmackDown. If you missed this show, you missed nothing. And here we go with the letter grade. So, did I think Raw was better than SmackDown? The answer is yes. For the first time perhaps since the draft or the Superstar Shakeup, whatever you want to call it, I thought that Raw was a better show than SmackDown. This was a total filler SmackDown, so to me it's below average. There were a few highlights. I like a few things on the show. I did like the Miz and Daniel Bryan video packages, but come on, man, it was overdone. So I gave Raw a C+, which I've been leaning towards a B-, and maybe if Ambrose turns heel, I'll bump it up to a B-. I gotta see what happens with this Ambrose storyline. If Ambrose is just a babyface, then I stick with my C+ for Raw. So my SmackDown rating is a C-. There were some highlights, and it was right, but to me it was below par for SmackDown. I gotta go with the C-. Flat show overall. Not much in the way of storyline progression. It was just a placeholder show. Let's just hammer home all the stuff we previously did. And, we got SummerSlam on Sunday. We're not going to do anything else to advance the storylines. And that was that. So, SmackDown gets a C-. Mediocre show, in my opinion. And I thought Raw was better. Ambrose's return definitely helped Raw, though. And you didn't have that on SmackDown. So, there's that. So, there you go, guys. That is my review of SmackDown. SummerSlam is this Sunday. 13 matches, a lot of content. We have NXT TakeOver. Make sure you guys check out the video predictions for NXT TakeOver if you haven't already. Maybe we'll see some people get called up. Raw and SmackDown are going to be in Brooklyn coming up soon. And 3 kickoff on SummerSlam, by the way. So it's going to be a long night. It's 2 p.m. Pacific, which is 5 p.m. Eastern. Going to be a very long show. It's going to be a marathon, folks. So we'll see if things can play out well, if SummerSlam can exceed expectations. I did a poll on NoDQ.com, and I asked people on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for SummerSlam? And once again, the top answer was 1. So I'm not really sure how I feel about SummerSlam. I'm kind of feeling it's just going to be an average show. Maybe it'll exceed my expectations, maybe not. NXT I have high expectations for, and I think it'll be a really good show. So on that note, I will go ahead and wrap up this edition of NoDQ Live. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate your viewership and support. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding the SummerSlam pay-per-view, which is this Sunday. Follow me at NoDQ, DOTCOM on social media. And of course, follow me on my personal page at Aaron Rift for the very latest. That's all I got this time. I will see you guys next time.